Hey everybody. So I did a post earlier today and I mentioned about how for 22 years my mind had been torn apart and I was being shredded on the inside, my psyche, my nervous system and everything. And somebody asked me, well, you have free will in the astral. Why didn't you save the children you heard? And this person has no concept over what it is to fight for your soul. Hundreds of people were calling me bitch, whore, prostitute, and all this stuff, harvesting me, dumping in black energy. I had to constantly transmute this disgusting death energy while being mentally raped, both hemispheres, not only by these ones telling me all of these horrible things that they were going to do to me, but the sounds and the frequencies of the children in both hemispheres tearing my mind apart. And they have the audacity to say, well, why didn't you go help the children? It was everything I could do to hold on to my soul. Everything that I was had to be drawn into myself and then magnified to encompass this suffering. It was all I could do. Many times a day when they were saying, well, give us your soul, give us your soul. And I refused and I refused and I refused. You don't have a concept. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether waking or sleeping, hundreds of people having a party in my consciousness. It was all I could do to stay alive. And you want to come as some superior being and ask me why I didn't do more. Well, I'm doing more now. Unlike some who never suffered like I did, like so many others did, and did not make it. And yet they want to come here and minimize the experience and say, why didn't you do more? There wasn't anything I could do. I had black tourmaline shards in my third eye. They shut me down in every way that they could. It was all I could do to live through the experience, to come back into wholeness in my own psyche and bridge the gap that had been so violently disrupted. The divine knows everything. And they also hear everybody out there trying to minimize the experience. And if these ones are the very same ones that put that experience onto me, you can be certain it's coming back to you. Schizophrenic witchery. You have no idea how difficult it is to survive. The brutalities that some of these people have put upon the consciousness of innocence and purity, of the sleeper. So while I was fighting my battle inside, being torn apart, being eaten energetically, being molested energetically and mentally, being energetically harvested, while having at the same time to transmute death energy, black energy that they kept putting into me, while having to live with their presence, which is super chaotic and karmic, in my mind, arguing with every single thought that I had. And you approach as though I didn't do enough, as though surviving such violence wasn't enough. To survive something so brutal for 22 years and then come and provide testimony of everything that I had endured and everything that I had witnessed. I'm not having this conversation where somebody asks me, why didn't you do more? When I was fighting for my very existence. In the same fashion that so many others caved in and gave their soul up in. The same fashion that others did not survive. Don't belittle me. and treat me as though I didn't do enough. You might be worried. You should be. Because of being so disrespectful to a survivor, somebody who gave their life, existence, to serve while being so tortured is extremely disrespectful. And you should be careful, because the Most High Divine may make you walk that walk if you're going to act like you're so high and mighty, and though it is nothing to survive a 10 of swords, 10 of wands, brutality by hundreds of invisible witches and warlocks and wizards. If you're going to come and treat me with disrespect, if you're going to come and say, why didn't you do more? It's a wonderful thing that I'm even sane, that I'm not running around out here like a lunatic, running the streets, having fights with invisible people like you see so many do. That's what I had to endure, and I had to do it in a settled manner, and you would have never known that it was happening to me. You should be wary before you minimize the effort it took to survive such brutality. The Most High Divine is listening to you too, and I will block you.